Okay, this is the last of the 4 lectures for Chapter 4. Very fitting. And with this one, we have a variety of different graphs we could look at, but I picked this one out. I thought it was pretty good. The main idea we see here is we've had several big extinctions through history. We typically look at as 5 extinctions that have gone on for various reasons. It could be just some climate change or some natural disaster. But you can kind of see the descriptions in here as far as what happened. What you can see, though, is going through time as species, or in this case they call them families, are able to move along. You see them kind of broadening out, so you start having more and more diversity. And then something happens in the environment that really narrows the group down. So again, we've had 5 major extinctions through history, and you can kind of see that right about now we're sitting at about a point where we've had something similar. And most scientists agree that we are actually going through some type of an extinction period right now. I wonder how that's happening. But we are losing a lot of species as we are moving along here. We don't necessarily see it because, of course, we're in the middle. But we are going through some changes, of course, right now. So, breeding. We've talked about some of the changes that happen naturally. These are some of the changes that we actually create. We have this selective breeding that we go through to create different breeds of different organisms. So we can do this with, of course, all of our agriculture and livestock. We've gotten to the point now where that's not convenient enough, and we've gotten a little better, and we can do this in the laboratory. So we've been able to genetically change species of fruits or even animals to bring about the changes that we like. And actually we've even done some more changes with that. Past this, of course, we have cute and cuddlies with genetically modified organisms, and this is really big in the news today. The one big thing we look at is corn. We've done lots and lots of changes with that. One of the really hotly debated topics today is, can you patent life? So there's a company out there called Monsanto, I believe, which is actually a pesticide company, and they developed a corn that is able to withstand pesticides, Roundup. So they spray an entire field that kills everything but its corn. But they own it, so no one else can actually use that particular corn without paying some type of a royalty to them. And again, that's a big issue, but this kind of goes through the process of gene splicing and putting in different genes that we find beneficial for the crop that will withstand that pesticide. And this last one is just to kind of look and say is, why are humans so dominant? What makes us special? We're obviously better able to compete against all other species, but what's interesting is we're actually pretty weak. We don't have a lot of strength. We're pretty slow. We don't have any armor. We don't really have any natural defenses. So why are we so dominant? Why do we rule the planet? Well, there's a couple things that really kind of help us. We have this ability to walk upright, which does a few things. It, of course, allows us to grab things that are overhead. It allows us to have the ability to use our hands. We don't use them for walking, so that's something that really helped us out. Something else is we have these very complex brains, much higher than all other organisms. That's, of course, what we think. But it certainly seems to have been to our advantage. And the last thing, as you can probably observe in this video,
sounds, baby. It's all about the sounds. What do you call this? That's a paw. You can't grab a coffee mug with that. You can't wear mittens. It's useless. I'm so blessed.
and I think that's probably self-explanatory. So that's the end. That's the last part of the lecture for Chapter 4.